right, thanks for joining me on today's episode. As you saw from the title, there is a mess in my house. So let's come in. I'm going to switch over the cameras here, and if you're on the podcast, you won't be able to see this, but you're going to notice, come down here, yes, that is dog shit. And then if we come over a little bit here, again, that's dog shit. And you'll notice most likely that if I put my foot over it and then I take a step, you'll notice that again, that step there and 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 there. So we've got dog shit throughout my house, which is just awesome. Now, I haven't cleaned it up yet because I wanted to talk about it and say, hey, how did this happen? How did this mess of what, at least I've taken 9, maybe 8 or 9 steps with dog shit on my foot. How did this happen? And I could come into this morning and go, oh my God, there is shit everywhere, and start to lose my shit over the fact that there is just shit everywhere. Now, if you just came into the house right now, like let's say my wife walks into the house, she's like, dude, what is going on here? How did this happen? How did you get shit through our entire living room? And probably, why haven't you cleaned it up? Well, I wanted to make a podcast out of it. I wanted to make a show about it. But how did this happen? Okay, let me talk you through a couple of changes that happened last night. So once again, I'm going to flip around my camera, and you'll notice that in this spot here, there is just an empty LAN cord because the mining rig moved over to here. Okay, now, how did moving a mining rig end up causing shit through my entire house? Well, in my infinite wisdom, I thought, man, I'm going to close the doors to this room so that I limit the amount of sound coming through. I don't know whether you can notice that, but even just in that closing of the doors then, the noise is substantially less. And I'm like, great. That's why I moved it in the first place, because the damn thing's too noisy at night. I'm like, I don't want it disturbing my family's sleep. So I moved it there, but I also closed this door here. Now, you can't see it yet, but if you come down, avoiding the shit, you will see this thing here. This is, of course, a dog door, but what is super impressive is that this morning, the dog door that locks my dog in was actually on point as well. So that was on top of that. The doors are closed and the dog is inside. Now, that still doesn't explain all of the mystery. That explains how there was shit in the first place in this first location here. Okay, but then how did it get walked through? Well, I also like turning off my Wi-Fi, and let's look at that location from the dog shit to my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is there. I take a step. Now, this is all happening at 5 a.m. in the morning, and suddenly I realize, damn, I've got shit on my shoe. I have got shit on my shoe. Now, how does this apply to you? Well, this applies to you because you've got to realize this is a relatively simple system. And that system is, hey, the dog has to be able to get out the dog door at night. That's really the system. Because it was blocked at 2 locations, one at the dog door itself and secondly at the door, then I've got shit in my house. The unfortunate thing from there is I managed to walk in it and spread it through. Now, whether that happened or not, I've still got dog shit in my house if the system is not protected. And once again, I'm going to say this is a really simple system, ridiculously simple. Can the dog get outside? That's the system. Now, what I want you to consider is that the systems that are in your business are substantially more complicated than that. Even your simple systems, what you think is a simple system, is a lot more complicated than whether two doors are open. Even your most simple systems are significantly more complicated than that. Now, if you don't have them written down, if you don't have the capacity to go, oh, wow, what happened here? Door number 1, door number 2, not open. Oh, okay, now we've got shit through our house. It may not appear that way to you at all. You might just think that God hates you. You might just think that it's bad luck. But I want to impress on you that the situation of shit through my house is not luck. It is the result of a systematic error. The error being the doors weren't open. This is going on every day in your business. Every day you are dealing with shit walked through your business, also known as fires, burning through your business because you don't even have the first capacity to deal with this. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to talk to my family about this and say, hey, let's check that the dog can get out at night. It's a relatively easy solution. Is it guaranteed that it will happen again? It will not happen again? No, it's not. But at least I'm aware of the cause and what must be done. The doors must be open for the dog to get out. Otherwise, I'm cleaning up shit for the next 20 minutes. If you want some help, go over to systemio.dev, put in name and email there. Go watch the training around this. And remember that the systems in your business are substantially more complicated than two doors. You need to get this on point. Otherwise, you will spend most of your time cleaning up shit. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks for joining me today. See you then.